Hey, I'm Mike Becquerel, and today we're going to take a look at how we can start exploring the legato playing of Allan Holdsworth. Let's take a look. When it comes to exploring the style of Allan Holdsworth, there are so many different things we can take a look at. Whether it's his legato playing and his phrasing, his chordal approaches, his harmonic thinking when he's improvising, there's so many things we could look at. Today we're just going to take a look at his legato playing, like physically just playing with the hammer-ons and pull-offs the way he does. We're going to take a look at this through something we already know, the major scale. Rather than take a look at some of his complicated lines and chromaticism and harmonic approaches, we're just going to take a look at this through the confines of the major scale. Now, the way we're going to go about this is we're going to employ some string skipping in this. We're going to take the major scale and we're going to divide it up into 3 string groupings. And on each string, we're going to play 3 notes. However, these scale shapes we're doing are not 3-note per string scale shapes, and they're not the cage system scale shapes either. They're kind of in between the two. Today, we're going to do this in the key of C major. So we're going to go up and down a C major scale doing this. And we're going to start on the lowest note that we can, which is, in this case, F. And we're going to go 3 notes there. So we're going to go F, G, A. And we're going to do that all legato. We're going to pick the first note, and then we're going to hammer the rest. And we're doing that with our first, second, and fourth finger. Got a little bit of a stretch here. And then we're going to go to the 4th string, and then we're going to do E, F, and G. And again, we're doing the first, second, and 4th finger. And then we're going to skip the 3rd string and go to the 2nd string and do C, D, and E. Again, first, second, and 4th finger. Those are our notes we're going to use for this shape. We're just going to keep that cycle going. And rhythmically, we can approach this a bunch of different ways. We can approach this 8th notes and 16ths, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. And notice we're only picking once per string. We could also approach this with triplets, and this can be a really great way to get you comfortable feeling triplets because it doesn't work out super evenly. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. You see, it moves around quite a bit, so where you pick isn't going to be necessarily where the downbeat is. And we can also approach this on the other 3 strings that we haven't touched yet. So again, in C major, go to the 5th string, and I'm going to go B, C, and D on the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th fret using my 1st, 2nd, and 4th finger. And then I can skip a string, go to the 3rd string, go A, B, C on the 2nd, 4th, and 5th fret using my 1st, 3rd, and 4th finger. And then I'll jump up and skip the 2nd string and go to the 1st string, F, G, A on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th fret using my 1st, 2nd, and 4th finger. Those are our 2 shapes, and we can move this all through the scale, and we should do that. And all we need to do that is just on each string set, move it up one note, and then just make it fit the scale. So if I go up and start on G, so on the 6th string I have G, A, and B. On the 4th string I have F, G, and A. And on the 2nd string I have D, E, and F. And then for my other string grouping, I have C, D, and E on the 5th string, B, C, and D on the 3rd string, and G, A, and B on the 1st string. If I go up one more, I got A, B, C on the 6th string, G, A, B on the 5th string, E, F, G on the 2nd string. On the next string grouping, I have D, E, and F on the 5th, 7th, and 8th fret of the 5th string, C, D, and E on the 3rd string, and then A, B, and C on the 1st string. Now for the next position, I have B, C, and D on the 6th string, A, B, and C on the 4th string, and then I jump back here to F, F, G, and A on the 2nd string. On the next string grouping, I have E, F, and G on the 5th string, D, D, E, and F on the third string, and then B, C, and D on the first string. Next position I have C, D, and E on the sixth string, B, C, and D on the fourth string, and then jump back to G, A, and B on the second string. Next string set I got F, G, and A on the fifth string, E, F, and G on the third string, and then C, D, and E on the first string. Next I got D, E, and F on the sixth string, C, D, and E on the fourth string, and A, B, and C on the second string. Next string set I have G, A, and B on the fifth string, F, G, and A on the third string, and then D, E, and F on the first string. Now for the last position I have E, F, and G on the sixth string, D, E, and F on the fourth string, and then B, C, and D on the second string. And the next string set I have A, B, and C on the fifth string, G, A, B on the third string, and E, F, and G on the first string. And that takes us up the entire neck using this particular pattern. Now for practicing this, I recommend playing on the clean channel to make sure you're really hitting these notes loud enough to be heard. But also, if you plan on playing in a high gain situation like Allan Holdsworth did, in addition to your clean practice, also practice using distortion or overdrive, because that can tell you if you're getting too much excess string noise or, strings ringing out. We want to make sure that's not a problem. And when we practice this, to make sure it's clean, the things I do is, for one, I make sure that the edge of my finger is muting the other string. So as I play, these strings can't ring out. And then in addition to that, as I play on the higher strings, my palm here is muting those strings. I see a lot of guys that get really heavy into this legato style, put a hair tie on their guitar or a little thing to mute it. If you play really cleanly and focus on being really clean in your practice, I don't think that's necessary to get rid of unwanted string noise. Allan Holdsworth never used one. So I hope you enjoyed practicing this. Take all your different keys. You can apply it to melodic minor, harmonic minor, the diminished scale, all sorts of things to get all kinds of different sounds out of this. So thanks for checking out this lesson. Keep practicing. I'll see you next time.